What happened then? Yeah, okay, it's recording.
Okay, so welcome everybody to our introduction to Try Nature, and tonight we will be letting you know information about the products and also information about the business and the benefits of being part of the business, and hopefully you'll go away excited wanting to share this information with other people. So the first thing is I just thought I'd introduce myself. My name's Jo Radin. I've been in the company now for over 24 years, and this wonderful lady here actually jumped out in front of me and said, "You need this." And she showed me the pre-soak, pre-wash stain remover, and here I am 24 years later, one of the state managers, and loving the product and loving the company and loving the business. So I brought up my 4 children with it. When I started, I had a 3-month-old, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I used to do my orders in between. My husband he was an insurance salesman, so he'd come in at about 4 o'clock. I'd go out and do my deliveries, leave him with the kids, come back, and then he'd go off again to work, and then just slowly build it up, talk to people about doing what I did, and here I am now. And this wonderful lady was the person who started it all off, and so you can now introduce.
So actually, Toshi, could you just mute? Could you just press mute? Yeah, thank you. The wonderful lady who introduced me is actually my cousin Kerry, who now lives in New Zealand. Many moons ago, 26 odd years ago, she was living in Sydney, and she received a Try Nature brochure in her organic veggie delivery, and she joined from that. Rang me very excited because we'd been on holidays together a few months before, a family holiday, and she'd been asking me if I knew of any eco-safe products, and at that stage I hadn't, and I hadn't actually been looking. So she changed my world basically by being so excited that she'd found these wonderful products, and so I actually joined without even, she sent me down some pre-soaking and a Glad bag because I didn't have any samples at that point. And I didn't even try it. I just thought, you know what, I'm looking for something. I wanted to get out of what I was doing. I was working full-time and it was taking me about an hour to get to work and back every day, and I was just looking for something to get me out of that. And so I joined Try Nature. So that was quite a different story, I think, my story to how most people get into Try Nature, but still, you know, just as valid. And I haven't looked back since. I've learnt a lot, and I've met so many wonderful people through Try Nature, including my husband actually, because I actually met him through his mum, who was a Try Nature distributor. So Try Nature has really literally changed my world. So, okay, so I am going to now ask Helen if she could come off mute, and I'm going to just ask Helen a few questions. So, Helen, when and why did you become a consultant?
I became a consultant nearly 3 years ago now. It'll be 3 years in September. As for the why, I can't really remember why I became a consultant. I think at the time, the casual job I had was finishing up. I'd applied for other jobs and hadn't been successful. I was helping you, Vicki, out in your shop, so I had learned a lot about the products in that time. And I think I just thought, what the heck, I'll give this a go. And it was a good decision.
Fantastic. And so how the products helped you and your clients?
Well, I mean, they're the best products to use environmentally, which is probably the number one reason why I gave the laundry powder a go in the first place, was because it was environmentally friendly. Previous to Try Nature, I wasn't really loyal to any particular brand. I would just buy whatever was on special at the supermarket. So I was using all sorts of different things, and I love the fact now that I use Try Nature exclusively for everything I need in the home, and personal care wise is now all Try Nature. And particularly now, I wish I had known about Try Nature when my children were very small. Particularly my youngest had very bad eczema, and I think if I'd known about Try Nature when she was a baby, it would have made a huge difference to me. But unfortunately, I didn't. Only finding out about Try Nature about 5 years ago, my kids were past that. But I still like the fact that even now that they're heading into their teenage years and pre-teens, that what they're using on their bodies is the gentlest and safest thing. So I love that. Yeah, and I love that it's Australian made. I think that's important to me too. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely, that's great. And what's happened since joining? So, you know, based on why you joined then and where you are now, you know, what are you doing now that you didn't see back then?
Probably, I mean, my approach is just slow and steady. I just keep going. And I think that slowly pays off. I never give up. I'm always doing something. So my customer base is certainly growing quite well. I'm doing a lot more markets. Well, I was doing a lot of markets last year. I've probably done a few less this year, but I do enjoy the markets. I've already forgotten your question, Vicki. Oh, no, and the thing that I probably have... what I didn't expect at the time from joining is just what I learn about all sorts of other things. I think my computer skills, my social media skills, my using computer programs, things like Publisher and Excel and things like that, that I don't think I would have ever become familiar with without trying to. It's made me aware of all these things, and writing emails, using MailChimp to write newsletters, using Facebook and Instagram. It's opened up a whole new world. And again, with my kids, you know, kids know more about adults when it comes to a lot of these things. So I feel like I'm keeping up. I'm keeping ahead of what they know. So I love that about it too. I think I wasn't aware that they would be skills I would be getting by being a Try Nature consultant, but I think they're really good as well.
Mm. Great, thank you.
That's great. Yeah, that's really great, Helen. And they're the hidden things that you don't realise. And I totally agree. Having started this when I was 20, I can't remember,
baby,
29 or something. And, 24, 25 years later, the things I now know that I would never have known if I hadn't got involved in Try Nature. So, yeah. Thank you. Now, is Jen Ryder on?
I'm here, Jo.
Oh, I can't see you. Oh, there you are.
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Hi. So, so asking you the same questions, why did you decide to become a consultant?
Okay. Now, my main reason for becoming a consultant was because, as you know, I think nearly everyone on this call probably knows that I have had a cleaning business, and I began my cleaning business in 2008 as a franchise with a cleaning business, and I was using all the products that they recommended. I purchased from a local cleaning supply company in Kilsyth, and so I was going along using all these products merrily, and as time went by, I just didn't like using them. I felt like I was eating the products. And eventually, I didn't realise it at the time, but I actually built up a contact dermatitis, and I went through all this massive process of elimination. Is it something I'm eating? Is it something I'm wearing? I just didn't know which way to turn. So I changed my diet, I changed things I was doing, I changed my skincare, and I was still getting these splotches all over my body. I basically had it all on my face. I had it all over my hands. I've got a little photo here. I don't know how it's going to come up, but that's. Can you all see that?
Yep.
So that wasn't just on my hands. That was running up my arms, and it was across my face and down my neck. And this is why I couldn't figure out, if it was actually because of the cleaning products I was using or if it was diet related. So it actually took me quite some time to work through the process of elimination. I ended up at the doctor's, and she gave me cortisone cream. And look, it worked, but it didn't stop it. It kept coming back. And I had this little thing rattling around in my brain, try nature. And then I just happened to be up in Queensland at Port Douglas on holiday. And I saw in this particular restaurant all these Try Nature products across the top of the kitchen. And I just went, well, that's got to be a message. So when I got back, and this was 3 years ago now, I think, and maybe even 4, Joe. I'm not sure. Anyway, so when I got back, I got in touch with Try Nature in Sydney, and they directed me to Joe. And I subsequently went, you know what, it's a really expensive exercise to go cold turkey to change all your products when you're running a cleaning business. So I knew that this might fail because I had tried it before, but it hadn't worked. And so I was really thinking, gosh, I hope it works this time. Anyway, I just went cold turkey. I spoke to Joe. We worked out a method. I ordered everything that I needed for the cleaning business. And, well, the next thing I know, it cleared up. That was about 3 months later.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. It just fascinated me that simply by changing the cleaning products, that it would make such a difference to me physically, on a physical level. So from that, I just went, oh, stuff it. And I just went cold turkey. I cleaned out the house. Yeah. I got the shampoo, I got the body washes, the body lotions, the skincare, obviously the laundry powder. At the time, I didn't have a dishwasher, but now I do have a dishwasher, and obviously I would not recommend any other product than Try Nature now at all, because I think they do what they say they will do. They are good value for money, and I just love the product. I love the philosophy of the company, and yeah, I just wouldn't recommend anything else these days. They're just a fabulous range of products.
Thank you, Jen. And just very quickly, what's happened to you, because you've answered obviously the difference the products have made. What's happened to you since joining? Because you were doing the cleaning business, your life sort of shifted a bit. So what's happened in the area of Try Nature for you now?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will always use Try Nature. I will always be an advocate for Try Nature products. No matter what little journey I go on. Most of you may or may not know that I've moved into real estate sales now, and it's my intention that when I sell a home for someone, I'm going to put a pack together of product and give that to them as a gift, and to encourage them to use the products. But I'm still happy to do parties if that opportunity comes along, because I feel very confident talking about the products these days. So I'm still happy to do that. I'm still happy to speak to anyone and everyone that will listen about how good they are and potentially purchase them from me. As I say, it doesn't matter what my journey ends up being. I will always work with Try Nature. It's just into me now.
It's into
everything.
Blood.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, everything. It's definitely better for my hair, better for my skin, much more gentle for the environment, easier to make the bathroom clean.
Yeah.
The bathroom doesn't take anywhere near as long to clean these days.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I will never
Jen,
stop.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for asking me.
You're welcome. And Jan, do we have you? Jan Murray?
I think so.
Yes. We can hear you. Can we see you?
So we'll just talk to you then.
Yes.
Jan. Yeah.
You there, Jan? No, she's gone.
I can see her, but I can't hear her.
Okay.
Oh. Am I back again?
You are back. There you are. Hello. Okay, Jen.
With my internet at the moment, anything is possible.
Okay, so if we lose you, we'll understand. But
Yeah, if I suddenly disappear, it's not me.
yeah. So, Jan, why did you become a consultant?
Because you
when?
told me to.
Thanks, Jan.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I heard about the products on the radio. I ordered the dishwashing powder from head office, and Joe arrived with 3 kids in the car and my order. And that was
4 years
almost
ago.
25 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah. So I had no intentions of doing anything except Joe gave me 2 customers at the same time. So it was, one product, 2 customers, one of which I've still got. And then I just, replaced each product I needed in the house. I just replaced it with a Try Nature product. And I have probably for the last 24 years have used nothing else, either in my house or personally. It's just a lifestyle for me. My kids have grown up with it. Now they've got their own places they're using the products as well. My grandson uses, the baby wash and all that sort of thing. So it's just a lifestyle.
So what have the products? How have the products helped you and or clients? Just whether you've got a particular story for you or a story about a client. I don't mind.
Look, I think over the time there's been so many stories. It's just, and I suppose I didn't really have a story until I had my 3rd child, who had allergies and skin issues and all that sort of thing, which were just kept beautifully under control by using, good laundry powder and, all of that. So it's just been an ongoing thing. And then, you'll have your customer that actually contacts you and says, gives you this story about how it's impacted them, and what a great result they've had for whatever reason. So there's no one particular one that sticks out. It just over the time it happens.
And so
time
24 years down the track, what's the difference between joining because I told you so and what's happening for you?
Well, it was the greatest gift you could give me.
Thank you, Jen.
Well, I mean, it's the fantastic products. It's the growth as a person. It's the friendships made. One of those customers that you gave me, Joe, I've still got as a customer. And no, they're not customers. They become friends. You're such a big part of their life. And a lot of them, as I say, 20 plus years. So it's not, you see them with their kids and then their kids leaving home and all of that sort of thing. And, then you get the phone call from the kids saying, I've got to have the washing powder my mum has because I can't survive without it, sort of thing. Yeah. So it's just, it's a cycle.
Thank you very much, Jan. I just want to say something very briefly about what Jan said, and it's about my son who did have eczema when I first started, and like Helen was saying, I was really pleased that he was 4.5 and we'd been struggling with it for a number of years, and using the laundry powder within a month, his eczema had not completely disappeared but had pretty much gone away. And just a week ago his girlfriend said to me, we need more laundry powder, because he was using something else and all night he was itching because she was washing the sheets, washing his clothes in something else. So even now at 29, the difference it makes for him to be using the Try Nature laundry powder is huge. And that's a huge thing when you're living with itching and pain and things like that. So, yeah, thank you very much, Jan. And I think Vicky's going to introduce one more person, and then we're going to do about the business.
I don't see her there anymore. We'll be there. Bianca, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hello. Hey, there you are.
Hello.
So great. So when and why did you become a consultant, Bianca?
I became a consultant in January last year, and I had been introduced to Try Nature a few years before that by a friend, so I had used the products before but not regularly. And the opportunity came up to become a consultant because the lady that was doing it in town was going to finish up with Try Nature, and she advertised in the local, it's an emails that go out to the community. She advertised looking for somebody, and it caught my eye. And I sort of thought about it for a little while, and another friend encouraged me, and I was on maternity leave at the time, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to do it, because the couple of times I had used the products, I loved them. And yeah, I was just already using some other natural products that I wasn't 100% happy with, but basically I changed over to, I stopped using any sort of chemical laden products when I was pregnant with my first son. So yeah, that really caught my eye, the fact that they were natural and then really good for the environment. And yeah, so I was looking for something that I could use at home that was safe, and yeah, I was really excited. So that was January last year. And yeah, that's pretty much why I did it, because I was really excited also about the fact that they had such a huge range of products. That's what I loved about them.
That's great. And so how has Try Nature helped you and your clients since then?
It's helped me dramatically. I initially only used probably a handful of products, and obviously now I use everything, and I'm still amazed all the time at how good they are. So it's helped to cut my cleaning time in half, I would say, because they work so well with hardly any effort. And cleaning isn't such a chore anymore. It's still a chore, but it's not as bad as what it used to be. And I just think, and for me, I have really sensitive skin, and I was always really reluctant to try new things on my skin. And I never really used to use much on my face because I used to have reactions, and things like the face creams have made a huge difference to my skin. I've had differences there, as well as, just the cleaning products. And I've had a lot of clients that have contacted me within a day or two of trying the products that are just really surprised at how good they are. So I've had lots of people contact me loving them, and now they continue to buy products.
Great. And so what's happening now that in your Try Nature journey that you didn't foresee when you first started?
So now I am just really starting to do parties, which I knew probably wouldn't happen for a while initially, but I'm excited to be doing them now. So I'm just sort of getting that happening. And I've also, since I joined last year, I've signed up 3 full members, and one of my members actually just told me today that she's signing up a full member as well, so that's exciting. That's basically what's happening. I try to do markets where I can as well, when I can get to them. We only have them every couple of months in town. And the trail bags have been massive for me. They're still probably my biggest seller, really, is by getting those out, and people usually always end up buying things after using the trail bags. So I'm just still continuing with those and promoting those.
Fantastic. Yeah. And Bianca, you've actually been very successful with parties. I think you've understated that a little bit. So you've done very well with parties. And you also, I just wanted to point out, you live in a very remote community in WA. So,
yeah.
So you're doing very
That's right. There's about 5,000 people here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're about 1,700 kilometres north of Perth.
Yeah.
And just for people on the call, certainly there's parties, there's markets, but we also have a lot of people doing online. They use their Facebook page as their way of selling, or they have an online store. So the people represented tonight are mainly people doing it in a different way. However, I think almost everybody on the call has got their Facebook pages, and some are more successful than others, probably because they know what they're doing more than some others. But yeah, there are lots and lots of ways. There's pretty much any way you want to sell TriNature, you can. So thank you, Bianca. And now Vicky's going to go through a little step-by-step on how to actually become a consultant and your TriNature journey. So I'm going to disappear for a minute. Okay, we're going to.
We're both going to disappear.
Yes, there we go.
There we go. You're just going to see it in my hand. So first of all, most people's journey starts, apart from my unique journey, but we won't go there. Most people's journey starts by using the products. And terrible writing. There you go. Using the products. So once you started using the products, most people love the products, and some people decide that they find themselves naturally sharing about the products. So sharing the products, telling so-and-so, Wilma down the street how you just enjoyed cleaning your bathroom for the first time in your life. And then Wilma says, oh, where did you get those products from? And so you might start to think, you know what, I think I could do this and I could look at becoming a consultant. So you might then go back to the person who joined you up and talk to them about being a consultant. So once it's similar to sharing a great movie or a great restaurant. You're naturally finding yourself sharing about great products. So the next thing you do, once you've become a consultant, are we doing that thing? Once you become a consultant, is you're earning money. So you're earning money on your retail sales. Whenever you sell a product, you're ordering it at wholesale and you're selling it at retail. And you're also receiving extra bonuses. Can everybody read that? There's our extra bonus table, which is available to email to anybody who's interested. And so you're receiving up to 22% back on top of your retail discount. And so if you, for example, put in an order of $440 ex GST, you would earn a total of $143.49 on that $440 order. So that's just a small example. So now you're earning money on your retail sales. You've got some people in your who you're selling to who are using the products, finding that they're doing a similar thing to what you did, going on your similar journey. So they're sharing the products. So they're starting to become interested in being a consultant. You talk to them about being a consultant. They become a consultant, start to sell retail. And so you are now earning money on sponsoring because you have sponsored a consultant into your business. You're training and supporting them, and then you're receiving bonuses. So Jo's going to go into what bonuses you'll be receiving in a minute.
So something I just wanted to mention about some of the things Vicki said is sharing the products. Unlike a movie or a restaurant, when you tell someone, wow, that was a really good movie I just saw, you'd never get a kickback from that. You don't get anything. You don't get a thank you for sharing that and somebody else going to that movie. But with TriNature, you actually do make some dollars by doing that. And the other thing, we're back. The other thing that I just wanted to mention was that when you think about it, $140, $150 per month, even though that's not a huge amount, that could make a huge amount, particularly to young mums who can't work. If you're making extra $150 towards your household, what could that do for you? And that's a great question to ask others. What would $150 mean to you per month in your household? So that's one of the things that we find is really great with looking at this.
Okay, thanks, Jo. So just a couple of the benefits of MLM or multi-level marketing or network marketing is a system designed for ordinary people to produce extraordinary results. So it's simple to succeed, if you follow the system and you're coachable, and the people who are coaching you are people who been there and done that before. So and if you're willing to be extraordinary and go the extra mile and do what we call slight edge things that most people won't do. So it's those things that are easy to do and easy not to do, and you will succeed with Try Nature.
I think as everybody who's shared tonight, everybody has done that slight edge. Everybody has gone beyond what they had expected that they would do, which is just so great.
Mm.
So now I'm going to show you the sponsoring side of things and how you can start to get your business, the sponsoring side, together. And we're going to wipe this off, but
oh dear,
it doesn't work
that's not
very well.
good.
So we happen to have some Enhance, which is our pre-spot stain remover, to get this off. And just watch this just come off.
Oh, almost in one wipe. There we go. Done.
Okay. And it really is a terrible whiteboard, so that's what it does. So now I'm going to show you what happens when you start sponsoring. So here's you, and I'm using my left hand, so it'll be rather interesting. And then your friend Sally, who you've been talking to about the products, she starts using the products. You start sharing with her about what's possible, and she then sees the opportunity of doing what you're doing. And then another friend, you mention it to her, and her name's Belinda, and she decides that she'd like to do what you're doing. Now, what happens is you start to get, as we said earlier, you start to get a little kickback from what your team are doing, not from your team, but from the company. And it's really a way of thanking you for supporting the company. It's a way of them, rather than using the advertising on TV, which costs billions of dollars, this is like their advertising revenue. We are their advertising, we advertise for them. So this is our way of getting a thank you for doing that. So if these two people do $400, so I'm just going to have to use my right hand here, between them, and it could be that Belinda does the whole $400 and Sally doesn't do anything, but between them they do $400 and you do $300, and I'm always talking ex-GST, then you move from consultant level to support consultant. And what that means is that you're earning 4% on your team, plus your percentage that you get on your retail. So I've got an example of that. My son recently decided that he'd like to take this on. He's actually been a consultant for years because, yes, he was going to do it, and then he wasn't, now he was, yes, on and off. He's 29 years old now. He's recently sponsored 2 people. He put in a $360 order. Now, that $380 order, that $380 order gave him $102, plus his team did around $1,300 because one of them had a party, and he received $52 from his team. So that's not a huge amount, but it's a start. And this is all you have to do with your team. So Bianca was saying that she's got a new lady that she's signing up. If Bianca just explains that to her new lady and tells her, all you need to do is get 2 people and I'll help you and Vicki will help you. It's not just Bianca. We're all here to support each other. So that's all they've got to do. And then teach those 2 people and teach those 2 people. And then once these people are up and running, you can get 2 more people and just do the same thing. It's a really, really easy system. And before you know it, you're going overseas and making thousands of dollars every month and doing nothing.
So, yes, it's called duplication, and it does, those little bits really, really do add up. And one thing that I just wanted to mention, based on what Bianca said before about the person who had decided she wasn't going to continue with Try Nature, she originally joined under somebody else. So I didn't actually know the original lady. I got to know her because she joined under somebody else who was in my team in Sydney at the time. She was in New South Wales. And then she moved to where Bianca lives, and then decided she didn't want to do the business anymore, and that's how Bianca became involved. So the amount of the degrees of separation that happened and that it all came together, and now Bianca and I have met with her being part of my team. So that's the brilliance of this. You eventually find there are people joining your team who you've never met, you've never known, and you have the pleasure of meeting and getting to know. And you also have the pleasure of meeting and getting to know people like this lovely lady beside me, who's been a constant partner in business for over 20 years. So there's so many levels to this business.
Absolutely. So are there any questions? Does anyone want to ask anything? Does anyone have anything that they'd like to share? Right, all good?
All good.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. We've recorded it this time, so we will send you all the recording. Our plan is that we're going to do this regularly, and we're going to get ourselves even better set up with advertising it. But we will send this to everybody so that you can then send it on to people, and we'll let you know when we're doing the next one. And we also love feedback, so please let us know what works, what doesn't work, because we're always about improving ourselves and our businesses. But thank you all very much for being on here tonight and for your support and your information. So thank you. Contribution. That's the word I wanted to use. Thanks. So we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.